Univision anchor Jorge Ramos joins us tonight from southern Mexico at the site of the caravan encampment. Jorge, I'm really glad you're here because I've wanted to ask you this question all day. So in the many times we've spoken, you've explained that immigrants to the United States from Central America are a net addition to our economy. They're America's strength. They make this a much better country. Given that, why isn't Mexico jumping at the chance to absorb these migrants into its economy? Why is it wasting this human capital?
Well, the reality, Tucker, is that most of the immigrants that you see behind me, and as a matter of fact, they're not criminals or terrorists or not even immigrants. They're refugees. They don't want to stay here in Mexico. They want to go to the United States. Their plan is just to have a better life in the United States, and they are refugees. So I think we have to treat them with respect. We have to listen to the stories, hear their cases, check their backgrounds, and if they apply for political asylum, go through the process. The reality, Tucker, I understand what you're asking, but the reality is that they don't want to stay in Mexico, where, by the way, in the last 12 years, more than 200,000 people were killed. They don't want to stay here. They're fleeing violence and extreme poverty in Honduras, most of them. So they want to go to the United States. They don't want to stay here in Mexico. And in Mexico, by the way, they crossed the border between Guatemala and Mexico. I was there this morning, but that's probably just for Donald Trump to see. Just by the bridge, you will see little boats crossing thousands of immigrants in the last few days for $1 per person.
But I'm confused. But hold on.
That was just for show. The reality is completely different.
Okay, so you say that the United States must show respect to these, what you call refugees. Why doesn't Mexico show them respect? Mexico is a rich country, the richest in the region. There are more billionaires in Monterrey and Mexico City than there are in Washington, D.C. Why are they sleeping on the ground? And why haven't they been taken care of by rich Mexicans of goodwill, the blue-eyed ruling class of which you were a part? Where are they in this?
Well, you know, it's a great question, and I'm so glad that you asked it, because Mexicans, despite what you might hear in social media, Mexicans have been treated, all these refugees, with incredible generosity and with incredible solidarity. I know that there are fake stories in the United States saying that these people were funded by George Soros and by Democrats or by Nicolás Maduro from Venezuela. Vice President Pence is completely wrong about that, because if they really finance these people, it was a scam. I've been talking to people here in Chiapas who don't have a single dollar, Tucker, to buy a bottle of water. So there's no financing here. And Mexicans,
but hold on, that's my point.
Not the politicians. The politicians, right. They've been playing the game with Donald Trump. But civilians, Mexican civilians, have been giving all these refugees a little money, water, food, clothes, and sometimes transportation to
what about
to the next
I understand.
town. Yesterday I saw something incredible.
Wait, but let me just interrupt you and say,
let me tell you.
Okay, go ahead.
Yesterday they went 26 miles, a marathon. Many kids, hundreds of kids, Tucker, and that's the people of the caravan, not terrorists or criminals.
I think most Mexicans are very nice people. I grew up next to Mexico. I always liked them. It's your ruling class I'm asking you about, the people who are some of the richest people in the world, who spend the summer in France every year. And again, you're from this group, so you can speak to this. Where are they in this? Why aren't they taking care of these people who are sleeping on the ground? We can see them right behind you. But where are those people? Where are the Mexican billionaires? They're very good at lecturing us about our moral inferiority, but they don't seem to be helping at all. Why?
No, I think you want to concentrate on what Mexicans are doing. I just told you that civilians have done it in a beautiful, generous way. And I think we have to concentrate now on what the role of the United States should be in all these crises. First of all, I spent 2 days with these refugees, and I have not seen a single person from the Middle East. That's a lie. And I think, Tucker, you have to tell the truth to your audience, and you have to make sure that people are not lying about this caravan, because the people from the Middle East are not part of this caravan.
But what are you? Let me just ask. What are you doing? Wait, hold on. I understand.
Their lives.
Look, I'm not there, so I can't describe the people there. You said the United States, its taxpayers, me, the other 330 million American citizens, right, have an obligation. How many of these migrants are you taking in personally into your home and are supporting once they get to the United States?
I think that's a great question, and that's precisely the kind of question that people like you ask when you don't want to understand that this has nothing to do with individuals, it has to do with nations. And what we have to understand is that these refugees,
Right.
are not a threat to the United States. I know that in Fox News.
No. But how many are you taking? Before you attack the Fox, it's a simple question. How many are you? How many are you taking in?
They are not a threat to the United States. I think it's really a love letter to the United States. And you know what they're saying in the United States? Please help us. You're the only ones who can help us.
I think that's right.
Exactly what they are asking from President Trump and from people like you and from all your audience. So I think it's very important that you send.
What about you? Hold on, Jorge.
I understand. Fox correspondents to this place and talk to them. And don't lie to your audience.
But I'm not lying to the audience.
Don't tell them that they're terrorists.
I'm trying to get.
And tell them the truth about this.
I'm going to stop with this. I'm going to stop with this.
You and Fox News and President Trump are saying
I'm
about this group.
asking you a very simple question. Okay, let me just ask you, and let's answer this question. We can end on this. How many of these migrants are you personally taking responsibility for? How many are going home to Jorge's place in Miami at the end of the day? And please be specific.
Yeah, well, I think that, again, this has nothing to do with individuals. It has nothing to do with me. I wish I could help all of them. But right now, we're talking about 7,000 here. We're talking about 2,500 kids. It is impossible for an individual to deal with a crisis like this. I think President Trump's immigration policy has been a complete failure.
Have you donated money personally?
I hope that,
you could help them donated money?
And I wish I could help them too.
Well,
I wish we could do that.
Well, sure
I wish we could do something like that. But
well,
I bet if your kids were in danger of being raped or being raised in extreme poverty or being threatened with joining Amara or a gang, what would you do? I mean, would you take the risk?
I can count on you to do a stand-up next to them, but probably not to help them, I noticed. Okay. Jorge, thank you so much. Appreciate it.